Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far. Thank you so much for joining me here today. So today we are in Myshuno, specifically in 2B Jasmine Suites, and I thought this would be a really good opportunity for us to explore one of the brand new kits that's just released for The Sims 4, the Kitchen Clutter Kit. Now I've been especially excited for this kit because I love cluttering up kitchens. I love cluttering up anything really. I'm waiting for like a living room clutter kit, a bedroom clutter kit, etc. We've already got a bathroom and a kitchen at this point. I'm waiting for like a kids room clutter kit. Obviously I'm joking, but specifically excited for this. Now I just need to talk about this fridge just for a second because I feel like when this pack was announced, I said we're gonna get a fridge that's gonna have like magnets and sticky notes on it. Like that's just what's gonna happen. Now I did think, and look, I know that my expectations were possibly a little bit too high here, but I did say, oh, I hope that we can put the magnets and stuff on ourselves. However, I actually really love the different variations of this particular fridge and all the different swatches, so I'm really not mad about it. I can see me using this fridge like so many times in my family builds, so I'm really excited, and this kit is really well rounded. I absolutely adore it, and I think me creating this apartment was actually a really good way to showcase a lot of these items. I didn't use every single item in the kit because I think looking at it now, I'm actually working with quite a small space, so I think it would have been a little bit ambitious to say, oh yeah, I'm going to use every single item from this kit, because we are working with a small space, and of course I wanted to keep one counter free so that you Sims are actually able to prepare meals because that's the whole point, right? So yeah, that's that. But yeah, the clutter is just, look, I'm a sucker for colour. Like, I absolutely adore playing with colour in my Sims builds. I'm not afraid to mix and match colours that you wouldn't necessarily think would go together. I'm not afraid to throw in an extra colour here and there, and this I feel like this kit it's just a really well-rounded kit. Honestly, it genuinely is. I'm really excited about it. I'm also really impressed with the restoration kit. I'm forgetting the actual, like the proper name for it, but I'm actually thinking of creating like a base game plus these two new build and buy kits house, possibly in a real-time video. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, please let me know, because I think I might film that tomorrow, edit it on Sunday, so then it's up on the channel like early next week. So I've already got an idea in mind as to what I'm going to be doing, but yeah, if that's something that you'd be interested in, then please let me know, because I think when you strip back everything as well, you're also able to see how good these kits actually are, how well-rounded they are, because I think at this point we know that base game is pretty well fleshed out. I think there are definitely things that could be added. I've spoken about this many times because I'm actually doing a base game save file with someone who hasn't announced it on their channel yet, so I'm not gonna say who it is, but I've already started on that. They've done like so many lots already. I'm so behind, but I'm also doing obviously my 80s save file as well. But I did touch upon this in one of my that video where I did a renovation of Rindle Rose in Willow Creek, and I can only use base game because the save file is base game only. And I did say that it's challenging in some aspects and some areas of the game, such as like wall decor, you know, like beds, I think, clocks and stuff like that. I think there's certain things that could be added to the base game that would make it feel a little bit fresher, a little bit more fresh, sorry, and less dated, because obviously The Sims 4 has been around for such a long time now, and I think they could start introducing maybe a few more modern aspects, like more modern items to the base game. But I'm also very aware that, like, why would they put free content out when they could get people to pay for content, which is wrong in some aspects, but like from a company and business perspective, like I completely get it. But anyway, yeah, so that was a plan for the next video, was to do like base game plus these 2 new build and buy kits. So let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. But yeah, you can see that the living room's coming together as well. Again, not afraid to be playing with some of these colours here. It's very vibrant, it's youthful, it's just super like vibrant, and there's a life to it, and it reminds me of builds that I used to do years ago when I was much more active on Tumblr, and I didn't even have a YouTube channel at this point. I used to just like play around with so many colours, and I'd clutter everything up, and yeah, it kind of took me back to that a little bit, which was really nice, to be honest. And yeah, not a pack restricted build, this one isn't, so just be mindful of that if you are looking to download it from the gallery. I used a lot of different items from a lot of different packs, sorry, to achieve the look that we ended up going for here. So I also was having a look at potentially like adding some brickwork to this apartment. I love adding exposed brick to apartments, but unfortunately with this one it didn't feel quite right. I think it's because this apartment uses I think this is the medium wall height. Is this the tallest wall height? It's either the medium wall height or the tallest wall height, and I think it just, I don't know, I struggled with some aspects of that, like such as filling some of the wall spaces. I've spoken about this many times on the channel where I'll say if I'm working with a medium wall height, or of course the tallest wall height, I do feel the need to fill up a majority of that space. But I think with this apartment, there's a hint, like there's a tint of that, but I do leave the majority of like the main upper bit completely blank, because I think it would look a little bit silly if I went and just covered every single inch of every single wall. I think that would look a little bit scary, maybe is the word I would use. But anyway, that's the kitchen and living space done. I did make a few minor adjustments off camera, specifically with the tile in the kitchen. It wasn't working for me. I initially chose the one from the Parenthood game pack, and it just wasn't working for me, so I ended up changing it out for the tile that came with the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. That tile is possibly one of my favorite tiles in The Sims 4, so I'm surprised I didn't think to use that before. But anyway, we've done that part. We're now doing the one and only bathroom. It's quite long and slender, but we were able to fit in everything that we needed to. I'm sticking with the colourful and cluttered sort of theme and aspect with this apartment, and carrying that through the entire apartment, including the bathroom. So obviously you can see that there's a lot of colours in here. There's like a lot of, I wouldn't say there's a lot of clutter, especially compared to like the main living spaces and the kids' bedrooms. Like the kids' bedrooms turned out so nicely. Oh, I can't wait to show you them. But that's the bathroom now done. So that didn't take me long at all. Probably due to the size of it. There wasn't really a lot going on. And then we very quickly decorate this hallway here. I do think it's a little bit strange that we've got like 2 hallways, but I do this a lot in my houses in The Sims 4, so I'm not surprised that I'm doing it in my apartments now as well. And then also there, I think I need to update my tool mod, because I wasn't able to, for some reason, like enter any numbers into like how big I wanted the item to be. So I definitely need to update that, because I know there's an update available, so I'm sorry about that. And for some reason the gallery also opened up at the same time, which was kind of strange, but I'm going to try and cut that out of the footage so that you don't have to be subjected to that. Anyway, the hallway, there's not much going on, to be honest, but I did want to continue, as I was saying, like that cluttered and colourful vibe. So I try and clutter it up as much as I can without making the space look too overwhelmed, because it's not a big space, it's really not. And then of course, like this area leads into the kitchen and living room space, as well as the hallway that then leads off onto the 3 bedrooms and then the bathroom as well. So yeah, there's 2 hallway spaces, but it's okay, I've done this before. This hallway space is very plainly decorated. I did not do much with this at all, but it's completely fine. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. There's only so much that you can do with a space like that, but that's that part done. And then we now move on to the main bedroom of the apartment. Now, just a forewarning, halfway through doing this bedroom, I do end up changing the colour scheme entirely. I keep the items but change the colour scheme. It just wasn't doing anything for me. I can't explain it. I just completely changed my mind halfway through. I've no idea why, but I actually quite like the final result. I think it's because this was looking a little bit too matchy compared to the rest of the apartment, where I've been playing around with, as I was saying at the beginning, like a lot of different colours. And so this was, just looking a bit too matchy. Again, with the tool mod, I wasn't able to input any numbers, so that's why that came up and then nothing changed. So I just wanted to let you know that was happening. I do know how to use tool now. So it's not user error or anything, it's just me. I haven't updated it yet, so I definitely need to do that before my next video is what I would say. But yeah, the main bedroom, it's okay. It's not my favourite area of the house, to be completely honest. I think if I were to like narrow down my favourite room, it would definitely be the kitchen, like the open plan kitchen and living room area. Although the kids' rooms, I love them so much. The first kids room that we work on, like, I use a colour scheme that I haven't ever really used before, and it was so refreshing. I was like, oh, this has actually turned out really nicely. But as you can see, we've changed the colour scheme here now, so it's a little bit softer, but we have like pops of these really bright saturated colours, and I just think it works a little bit better with the vibe of the rest of the apartment. And then we work on the first kids bedroom. I envision this is for a young boy, is kind of what I was thinking. We use some like deep blues along with some oranges as well, because I think blue and orange look so beautiful together. And I love, like I've said this before, kids rooms for me are the most, I'd say, entertaining rooms to work on for a Sims build. I think you can add so much like personality and customization to them, and it's really easy to play around with so many different colors and clutter items. And I'm gonna say it, I hope they come out with a kids clutter kit or pack or some. I know we've got like the toddler stuff pack that came with a few items, but I'm gonna be honest, like that stuff pack has like, I think came with less items than some of the kits that we're receiving at the moment. So I would love to see a kids room clutter kit. I think that would be incredible. If they got the items right, it could be really wonderful. So fingers crossed, like, you never know. It might actually happen. Look, I'm not gonna diminish the fact that high school years and parenthood, look, those two packs come in so handy when it comes to decorating kids rooms, teen rooms. Oh, it's just wonderful. And then can you imagine? I know we had was it the storybook nursery kit released not too long ago, but like those items are beautiful, but they're quite niche items. I don't think they're like generic items, you know. So I'm open to like an infant, like a nursery clutter kit, but there's more of like a generic one rather than a themed one, if that makes sense. But yeah, this room came together really quite nicely, quite organically. I didn't struggle really at any points with this one. The next room, which is the room that we've now moved on to, on the other hand, was a slightly different story, unfortunately. I changed my mind on the bed, the rugs numerous times, and I was getting a little bit frustrated, to be honest, because I wanted to use this bed here from the Horse Ranch pack. I haven't used this in quite some time, and for some reason I could not get it to work in this room, and so I had to go back to the drawing board and change the bed to one from, I think, the Dream Home Decorator game pack, which again is a really solid pack for build and buy. I'm just gonna say it. So yeah, we changed our minds quite a few times in this bedroom, but I like to show the whole process because I often get asked, whether it's in YouTube comments or on my other social media channels, like how do you like do things not so quickly, because obviously this is sped up footage so it looks like I'm building quickly, but obviously I'm not building quickly. How do you make these decisions like look so easy? I absolutely don't. Like, look how many times I'm changing this rug. And then I keep changing it again, and then I change the bed. I struggle picking out some curtains, and then I ended up landing on these ones from the high school years pack because it tied in with the blue and the pink that we've got going on. Then I go back to this base game rug, and then I change the bed out for this one from Dream Home Decorator. But then I was like, ooh, this one from the university pack could actually be quite nice. And yeah, I don't know, it was a bit of a process, but we got there in the end. That's the main thing. But the whole point of that was that I do like to show most of the process. I know I often say, oh, you know, I changed this off camera, just be mindful of that. But it's very minor things, and things that, like, I can't imagine people would want to see me spending 10 minutes like deciding what swatch of a chair I'm going to use. So just know it's all part of the process. I'm definitely probably one of the most indecisive people ever, so it is hard for me sometimes unless I've got a very clear idea in my mind of what I want to do. But anyway, you'll be happy to know that this is the end of the video. So if you would like to download this apartment, you can do so right now. It's available on the gallery under my origin ID, which is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description box just below. You can get them from Sim File Share. And don't forget, if you want to pick up any of the packs at the moment, you can use my creator code RachelPedd at checkout, and that directly supports me as a creator. And I just wanted to take this moment to thank each and every one of you who continue to use my code when you purchase your packs. It really does mean the world to me. But thank you very much for watching this video. I can't wait to read all of your lovely comments as always. You all take care, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye!